Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
This.
Your finger?
One thing. Just one thing.
That's great, but what's the one thing?
That's what you gotta figure out.
To capture someone's authenticity, there's nothing probably more prominent than portraiture and taking portraits of people. Anyone can take an image, but not anyone or just anyone can capture a person's true self. That scares some people. You don't always see your true self when you look in a mirror every day. Most of us do, I would hope. But someone else being able to capture that will really get your attention if you're not ready for it. One of the things that influenced me profoundly was actually my wife being deployed to Iraq in 2003. She'd been over there once before, and we were on our way to Austin and getting out of the military after having been in for about 10 years or so. And she was pulled with her and her replacement back in and deployed to Iraq. And those of you who have been in the military know that you never want to deploy with your replacement because it's just kind of a superstition thing, and one of you is not coming back. Maybe both, but one of you is not. She was around Baqaba, about 40 clicks north of Baghdad. And when they finally told her that she could go home, she flew home through Rota, Spain, and was doing a medical checkup there. And she was on the ground there for about, I think, 2 or 3 days or so, and received a phone call that her replacement had The short story is her replacement and her driver were killed, and she was very lucky to make it back. And I knew that I needed to set my priorities straight just a little bit more than they were, to try to take advantage of the important people in my life, to make them feel like they're important. Several months later, I actually was headed out to a real estate conference in Las Vegas, and I'll be the first one to tell you that what happens in Las Vegas doesn't always stay in Las Vegas, so this sure didn't. I picked up a self-help book basically out of the bookstore, something to read on the flight, and it had an assessment in it to help you determine what your priorities in life really were. And for me, it was just kind of like reading. It wasn't a big deal. And I took that assessment on the flight and found out that out of the top 10 things that I considered important in my life, 4 of those had absolutely nothing to do with my profession. Yet I spent almost 100% of my time building business, signing contracts, and managing people, for business. But yet that was not anywhere in almost the top half of my priority list. My advice? Spend your time working on the things that matter the most to you. Life is way too short not to. I'm Trey Jackson, and that's my artistic voice.